When did your parents push you so hard you landed in the hospital? Whenever things got bad, Mom always told me to tough it out. If you want to succeed in life, you can't rest for even one day, she told me. Dad reminded her I was still only 13, but that didn't matter to her. Soccer is her winning ticket to college. If she doesn't have that mindset now, she'll never make it, she'd say. But just 2 weeks before regionals, one of the players on the other team bicycle kicked my head by accident when we both jumped for the ball. My body thrashed around on the grass and suddenly the world was spinning. But I got up because that's what I was told to always do. Mom saw me holding my head after the game and smiled when she saw there were just scratches and bruising. Everyone gets bumps. You'll be fine, she said before handing me an ice pack. But she was wrong. I was far from being fine. At practice, I started getting dizzy during sprints and had to hug the goalpost just to stay standing. Every time I headed the ball, I felt like throwing up from the pain. When my assistant coach noticed, he had me sit out during practice. Huge mistake. When Mom saw I wasn't playing, she got angry at me and the assistant coach saying, "She's just being dramatic. Are you seriously going to believe a 13-year-old more than her own mom?" Fortunately, he did. He started making these little adjustments during practice to help me out. During warm-ups, when he saw me stumbling, he'd call me over to help analyze plays instead of doing drills. Instead of doing heading drills, he'd have me organize equipment in the shade. "This is also super important," he'd say with a wink. And on days where my head pounded so hard I could barely see straight, he'd let me rest in his office with ice packs, telling everyone else I was doing water refill duty for the team. And each time, he'd still mark me as a full participant on the attendance sheet so Mom wouldn't know. But when it was finally time for the tournament, he couldn't shield me any longer. "Mom, I can't go," I said when she came to wake me up. She yanked the covers off my bed. "We paid for this tournament, booked hotels. Your team needs you. Get up." I forced myself to sit on the edge of my bed, trying to focus on her face while the room spun like a washing machine. "I feel dizzy and I keep seeing black dots," I admitted. "No, stop it. That whining is not going to work on me today. Get your uniform now." She started shoving my gear into my soccer bag, muttering about how my team was counting on me. When she pulled me up by my arm, saying she was done with my lazy attitude, I stood up for a second before collapsing on the floor of my bedroom. Mom went from angry to terrified in about half a second, screaming for Dad to call 911 while she shook my body, trying to keep me awake. In the emergency room, the doctor asked Mom how long I'd been having symptoms. She said I just started complaining that morning. But when the doctor did a scan and found a too-old concussion, he frowned at my mom. "If your daughter had taken another hit like this, we might be discussing funeral arrangements instead of treatment plans." That somehow woke her up. I was luckily back on the field and fully recovered 2 months later. But things were a lot different. Anytime I mentioned my head feeling even remotely weird, Mom would pull me from practice immediately. Pretty nice. I just wish it didn't take almost losing my life for it to.